Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the ZetaToys Superatron Mini Silver Arrow ZC03, their Legends class take on Silverbolt. We'll go ahead and put them off to the side real quick. I'm going to look at this really large box, which is really large because there's a lot more than just that figure in there, as you probably can guess. You can see some product shots of both Silverbolt and his or Silver Arrow, whatever, in both modes right there. You can see on top here it says Superatron Mini. And on stuff on this side, you got some blueprint style stuff going on, and on this side you got more blueprint except with the robot mode. The bottom you got Superatron Mini. In the back you got a couple product shots and the warnings, and there's your box. Also nice is also the foam on the inside. Also comes with instructions, which things are considered pretty decent, although they kind of leave out a couple important things to watch out for. Yeah, that's all that stuff. Now you got. Well, Silver Arrow here. Yeah, you can see he is a Concorde-esque jet thing with a big old robot block strapped to his underneath. Because that's pretty much how you do Silverbolt. Not really much choice in the matter because of how he works. But yeah, it is a pretty decent looking jet overall, I guess. Mostly white. You got some yellow and black up here on the tail fin. You got, gold picking out all the windows all the way throughout, including the cockpit and the black nose. And again, the robot mode stuff underneath, which I'll get into on the robot mode. But yeah, the thing is, on mine, I kind of had to break it in, so to speak, in the sense that these wings just did not tab in worth crap when I first got it. So you can see now as it is, it's like, as it is, they kind of more or less fit, but you can also see there's a little bit of warbling. And yeah, there's definitely that. There's a couple other things about this figure I'll get into over the course of the review, but definitely, I said when I first reviewed the first two, though, they were solid, but I was hoping for better. Unfortunately, they did not get better. None of the remaining three did, because they all came out pretty much the same time. And also, this video is really late, because it's Kevin putting this video on the back burner. But yeah, that's pretty much, there's not really a whole lot to this mode, really. You can do this, which is kind of simulates the Concorde thing of the nose dipping down, but not super well. You can see it just kind of as a hinge. If it was correct, this would slide down a little bit better and wouldn't leave this big old gap, but it works, I guess, for this scale to convey what's trying to do. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in the box. I'll get into it in a little bit, but one thing I want to do is the gun. There is nothing, it doesn't say anything about the gun. He comes with this and this thing. It's combined together as well, but on the Masterpiece scale version Zeta did, apparently the guns stuff went on the wings. This, you can kind of store it. I mean, there's a peg here on the side, right, on the gun. There's a peg hole here, and you could at least, peg this in, and that actually works pretty well, I guess, although, again, you got this massive gun kind of there, which kind of like the Combiner Wars version. But this doesn't have anywhere to go really, except I kind of found a place, although it will mess up the his ability to sit on the ground, which is, yeah, you take this, you kind of fold it, and you just kind of stick this in here like that. And it actually holds in surprisingly well. It almost looks like it belongs, but, well, unfortunately, yeah, when you put it down now, it's going to be, tilted forward like this, or it will just flop to one way or the other. So this is really only works if you have it on a stand of some sort, which unfortunately there's no Tamashii stage port or anything on there. So on that front, you don't really got much of many options. Yeah, so that's what it is. Not the best, but there's something, I guess, if you want weapon storage in this mode. So yeah, I'm just going to pull this off because it does look a little silly, though. Beyond that, all the other accessories he comes with are for combined mode, which I'll just briefly at least show what they are. Of course, you got the main torso, which is I'll cut more into that in the combined mode video, but yeah, it's not my preferred way of doing things, but it does get the job done, I guess. You got the feet. You can see that feet there, which also, nice thing is you can see these little cutouts on the bottom. It does come with a little grippy pad, which I'll apply in the combined mode video. Again, I want to show how it works without the grip stuff beforehand. Of course, the hands, both of those, an alternate, more cartoon style head, and an extra little chest plate to make it more cartoon accurate. So those are the extra accessories. Again, probably get more into those in the proper combined video because they're largely useless outside of that. Also, comparison real quick. Here he is with the first two that came out. So yeah, not in scale with each other technically because Concorde would be massive compared to these, but it is what it is. Kind of just how aerial bots are, and I guess just comparing them with Magic Square's Motor Master, just showing you that significantly larger looking overall, though. Motor Master and this are weird, so that's a thing in of itself. Yeah, I'm not showing it with the trailer because the trailer is like all the combined stuff for him. That would be more or less, hey, I have to show it with this thing, so yeah, it'd be weird. Yeah, so decent looking jet mode, all things considered. So that's a thing. Yeah, so to transform, I'm going to go ahead and go into combine mode first, just because I feel like it's easier to go from this to combine to robot. Overall, first thing first is you want to do is you want to untab these wing pieces right here. Untab that, just kind of bring them up. And you want to untab this whole fuselage, essentially. Just bring that up. All that up like that. Then from there, you want to go ahead and split this right here. And this right here, you want to rotate that 180 at that piece. You want to go ahead and split the tail section like that. Then at the wings here, they're on a slider. The very edge right here, you see they're on a slider. You want to go ahead and push that. You want to push them back like that. And then go ahead and this whole wing piece will collapse. All of this will collapse accordion up like that and tab together. Same thing on this side again. Slides back when you rotate it in. And then accordioning this all up like that. This is all split apart. You can go ahead and swing this around, and this side will tab in. There's those slots right there. This will tab in, and this will tab in, more or less like that. This part right here, you can go ahead right here and take the nose cone. There's a little, I guess, spot where you can split the nose cone away, and this will move off to the side like that. These tabs right here will go up in these slots right here. Like that, and that'll just kind of compact this and get this mostly out of the way. So it's still going to be hanging on this hinge for a bit, but this at least compacts it so it's not as in the way. And for me, I want to go ahead and take this piece right here and unpeg that from the side, and then this will untab from here and bring that up and out of the way. So then you can go ahead and unpeg this from the back, open this up, and then same thing on this side. Unpeg this, untab the arm, bring it out like that. Unpeg and collapse that in. Unpeg that, open that up, and go ahead and split the legs. And then from here, you want to go ahead and bring this down, extend the leg up like that, and then close this up. Like, make sure this panel is all the way in like that. You want it looking like that, and then this is all the way out, then this tab in like that. Same thing on this side. Keep this open, slide the leg out like that, fold this in, collapse this in, make sure the leg's all the way out, and tab that in. Now from here, you want to go ahead and bring this backpack around, which there's a good chance while you're doing all this, the backpack's going to come undone a couple times just the nature of things. Or bring this backpack around here, and you want to open the legs, outward like this, move them outward so you can bring this around and bring the legs up and above the backpack piece here and bring those up. For now, just leave that as is, because you want these because you want these pieces, you want them not quite in the same position. They need to go out a little bit. And what you want to do is then bring this backpack piece, and there's a little, you see that little T-tab thing. You want to get that out, and that can be a pain in the butt unless you have, like, say, a spudger. Yeah, you want to bring that little T-tab thing out like that. This will go up, and there's these holes right here on the inside of the leg. You want to bring it up and bring the legs together and make sure to peg that between the legs. And yeah, squeeze the legs together. Make sure the backpack's, probably reassemble the backpack again. Yeah, like so. Now the backpack here, these pegs right here, there's little holes right there, these lower holes right there on the legs. You want to line those up so that it all pegs together, which means, yeah, these are slightly outward now, but yeah, give it a good squeeze. These are now slightly more outward. Then the arms, you want to go ahead and bring those up on that joint right there and bring them up in and in, like so. Then rotate the arm right here at the bicep 180, bring it up all the way, and then this tab on the side of the arm, go into that slot right there, like so. This is around, same thing. Tab that in, bring that up, and there you go. That's a combined mode. It's a brick. It's not much. Yeah, without the I'm going to show that off in the actual again combined mode video. But yeah, they'll slot into the torso piece, and yeah, it at least fills it out. But boy, howdy, is he kind of shows how the Silverbolt here is almost useless, which kind of is accurate to the cartoon. Yeah, that's very much a thing for sure. So yep, that sure is a brick. So to get him to robot mode from here is actually pretty simple. Again, you tab the arms here, you bring them down and rotate them back around, and go ahead and slide the fists out. And you need it. The thing is about this extension right here, you need to, because yeah, I didn't say anything other, but yeah, you're supposed to slide it out and like notice it's super loose. What you're supposed to do is pull it out all the way, but I found the best way to do is actually to keep it like this for a bit and then just rotate it forward, or rotate it so eventually you'll click. Forces it to click into place sometimes. Other times it doesn't. Yeah, getting it to click is a pain in the butt. There, clicked, I think. I didn't. There, now it clicked. But yeah, if it doesn't click, it's going to be super loose, and it's a pain in the butt. Okay, pull the hand out, which can be a bit difficult, but pull the hand out is probably going to stop more sooner than you'd like it to. Same thing on this side. Untab this, bring it around, rotate the bicep, and then try to get it to click into place, which again, be a pain, but yeah, click into place if you can, and then get the hand out, which can also be a bit of a pain. Yeah, pull the hand out as much as possible. There you go. Now, go ahead and unpeg the legs from the back here, and then separate the legs and bring them down and around the backpack. Like so, bring them down. Probably need to bring the hip skirts down as well. You see that? The backpack here, use this tab right here will now go in this slot and then lowered, and then it goes in the slot there. Once you get the hinges to all cooperate, you got to get that. Yeah, this hinge right here. This folds up like this. If you see that, this goes into this part right here, and then brick comes down. That kind of locks it in. And down here at the feet as well, you want to flip the feet around. Probably need to open up this panel to get it in there. Close it back up. Yeah, so open that up, flip the foot around, and then close this back up. And that's the legs done. And again, the backpack's going to be weird for a while because that's how this toy is. Now this part right here, I'm going to have to untab the backpack real quick to show you. But yeah, this right here, you want to bring these up and like they're down here. You want to bring them up and inward, but you want to do it in a very specific way. Because see, this right here, this little tab thing was supposed to go in this slot, but it doesn't like to do it if you do it wrong. You have to kind of more or less force this up and slot that in first, then bring the rest of it in like that. Otherwise, it'll tend to kind of sit crooked. So bring this up first and try to force that tab up in that slot, and then the rest of it can go in like that. Yeah, just showing you how that works because, again, it's a pain in the butt otherwise. It's actually a pain in the butt in general. You have to do it in a very specific order. Then right here, you go ahead and open this up, rotate the head out, and then tab the head in like there. And that is Silver Arrow's robot mode. Although this hand just, there we go, my hand collapsed back in. Yeah, so robot mode is it looks like Silverbolt. honestly. Yeah, so there's a, yeah, you can see that. You can see, again, you can see silver face with some blue eyes. Very nicely picked out there. You got some yellow there on the biceps. You got the red and white, and you get more yellow. You got some little bit of red there on the hips there, and yellow splotches on the knees, and little black feet. And yeah, on the back here, you got, pretty clean legs. The backpack is what it is. I mean, it's kind of expected for aerobots, so it's, excused here, I guess. Although this backpack is really annoying. You also got the little weird fake wings on the shoulders, and there you go. Yeah, so transformation is fine, as you saw. It's fine for the most part. The only thing that really bothers me, honestly, is these stupid parts right here that just don't like to go in properly without very specific alignment first. And even then, sometimes you just click that in place. I also mind these little panels right here are actually separate pieces, and thus will come off really easily because they're not glued into place or anything. That's a bit of annoyance. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, he looks all right. The biggest thing is, yeah, a lot of his joints are really loose. These biceps can be really loose, and you should click them all the way in. These hands don't like to come out all the way. I've tried to put them out further, they just won't. A lot of pieces are just really loose. You can see this knee super loose. This one's not. It takes me a lot to get that one to move. The backpack, you can see the backpack just comes undone so easily. It's really frustrating. It just, yeah, untabs itself completely, super without much interference. I don't even have to be touching it, and it'll just kind of undo itself. These tabs are terrible, and it's just one of those things. It's like the tolerances are just terrible on that. Is that the thing of it's that fun combination of certain parts are super loose, which are exacerbated by certain other parts being super tight. So you're constantly trying to get this thing to stay together and not completely tear itself apart and everything, and just it's really frustrating, honestly, as a general thing. And yeah, this backpack, this used to tab in better, I swear, and then it's gotten worse and worse and worse as time has gone on. So it's just a real big problem. It sucks. Yeah, you do have the gun here, which, yeah, you see this. It got the little handle there. This can be plugged in like this, to the either hand, if you like. You got an oversized rifle, and that just came undone again. Yeah, definitely not annoying or anything. No, sir. And the thing is also the elbow is so loose that it also doesn't take much for it to shake itself down. It'll hold decently on its own right, but yeah, it just shakes itself loose real quick. And this part right here, you can see if it's not folded up, yeah, you can unfold this, and then this will reveal a little handle, which then you can unfold that, and then you got another gun, which this can also peg in, as long as the peg doesn't move out of the way. Yeah, so you got two guns you can hold, which is neat, I guess. So yeah, that's the thing. You can do, as far as gun storage in this mode, I don't think there's anything I can see. I haven't found anything. Yeah, not really. You can combine these guns now, but again, I'm going to show that in combined mode because that's what it's mainly for. So that's a thing you can do if you want. Posability, though, his head is on a ball joint. So you got left and right, and quite a bit of up, a little bit of down, a little bit of waggle. Got this shoulder joint, which can go all the way around. Although this on this side, because of how the backpack transforms, it bangs into the backpack a little bit. And also, yeah, you got that. It can, well, at least got that shoulder joint, so you can get that out of the way. And actually got quite a bit of range there, so that's decent. You got a swivel up here. You do have, yeah, two hinges, although one of them's really close to the shoulder. You can see that hinge is really close to the shoulder. You got this elbow, which it gives you a 90-degree bend. Yeah, this just clicked itself back out, and yeah, you can see I'm just kind of trying to keep this figure from falling apart on camera. Not working super well. Yeah, got that elbow joint. Yeah, if you really want to, you can do that, which does kind of, it acts like a second elbow, but it's really high up, so just an FYI on that. You do have a waist swivel. There is an ab crunch, which is nice, I guess. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's all super loose. And again, just grabbing this figure like you naturally would. Like, yeah, naturally you would just kind of grab a figure like this. That causes the backpack to move so loose so easily. And all this stuff can swivel, I guess, if you want to give him a slightly different look. Yeah, if you want to give him a slightly different look, I guess, in the back, you can, make the wings look like that instead if you want. But yeah, if you want to retain accuracy, you have to keep it like this, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this backpack is just so frustrating. You can see me just fighting it. Ah! Yeah, and also this comes untabbed really easily just because that shoulder joint's tighten. Just, yeah. Hips. These hip skirts do get out of the way. This one gets out of the way. Hips. We go forward about that far. Back that far, although it starts banging the backpack real quick, unfortunately. Outward. More than full splits. You got thigh swivel. Knee bend is about 90 degrees. And ankles about that much tilt. And you got the toe joint. We can go up and down if you want that to do that thing. Also, wrists can swivel. I forgot to mention that because, well, you can see the problem is I can't get them to slide out any further without actually popping them out of the whole thing. Like they'll actually just pop out of the arm before this, rest in there. Supposed to be, well, so they are really a pain in the butt to get to swivel properly, but they can, as you can see, swivel this not super well and super tight and catches really easily on the arm itself and just, yeah, it's just a frustrating mess sometimes, and it's really disappointing it turned out like this, especially after that first one turned out okay. Those first two turned out pretty alright. So that's a frustration right there. First comparison, here he is with his teammate so far. So I'm blanking on the names, which is why I'm not saying anything. Yeah, there's the teammate so far. A bit taller like he's supposed to be. And here he is with Mighty Square's Motormaster, who's a bit shorter, actually, surprisingly. Just a hair. Not a whole lot, but just a hair shorter, so that's interesting. But for the most part, they're close-ish. Close enough, I'd feel, for most people. So that's a thing, too. So, yeah, there you go. Silver Arrow here. Oh man, he is a step down in so many ways from the first two releases. Just there's so many loose parts. The transformation is fine. It's actually not too complicated. You saw it's just so many loose parts. Some of the parts are you have to force them, like the red chest piece. You have to force in a weird way to get them to actually line up correctly, and you have to force them in an uncomfortable amount of force. A lot of the parts are super loose. Other parts are real tight. Things don't like to click into place properly sometimes. The hands don't work right. The backpack's a frustrating mess just because it constantly comes undone and just so easily. And just there's so many things. It's like it's like you're looking at this should have been a fine mold, but Zeta just screwed up so many tolerances. It's just a frustration. It's frustration, particularly the backpack. It's just in of itself just the biggest source. And I really, really wish this was so much better because it could have been, and it was that first two were so solid, and this one just isn't, and it sucks. So yeah, that's the thing. I can't recommend buying this, at least not as a standalone. I'll get to the final thing in the combined mode, but yeah, as a standalone figure, not worth buying at all. Not at all. As a standalone figure, it's just an utter mess, and apparently my experiences are not. It's not like it's just one bad QC copy. This is apparently a very widespread issue. Just most of them are just frustrating. So that's a thing. So I guess that's it for this video. Don't buy it. Not unless you're getting the whole set, in which I'll get to that in the combined mode video. But hope you found this informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. But check out my Twitter, my Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I have to see you next time with another video review.